Spider-Man decided to take some time off after a busy year. He immediately took out his phone and bought a plane ticket to a tropical island. He thought this vacation would do him good. It was time to get away from the stress of being a superhero. Airplane adventure. As the plane took off, Spider-Man gazed out the window, feeling relaxed. He was excited about his trip to the tropical island, but after a few hours, everything suddenly changed. At first, there was a slight tremor. Then the plane began to shake. The passengers thought it was just regular turbulence, but soon, the situation became serious. The pilot's tense voice came over the intercom. "Attention, we are experiencing a technical malfunction. Please remain calm and keep your seatbelts fastened." Suddenly, the engine shut down. The cabin lights flickered and oxygen masks dropped from above. Panic spread quickly as passengers screamed, but Spider-Man's instincts kicked in. He tried to keep everyone calm. However, the plane was descending rapidly. The endless ocean below was getting closer. Spider-Man did his best to protect the passengers, but the inevitable happened. With a massive crash, the plane plunged into the ocean. The impact sent water rushing into the cabin. Waves surrounded the sinking aircraft as the passengers struggled to survive. Spider-Man quickly searched for a way out. He had to make it. Spider-Man surfaced and looked around. In the distance, he saw a small island. He had to get there. The waves were strong, but he couldn't stop. Gathering his strength, he started swimming toward the island. With each stroke, he got closer to the shore. The plane sank into the water, but Spider-Man survived. As he struggled through the water with his strong arms and agility, his eyes saw an island in the distance. He used all his strength to reach it and finally made it to the shore. The first thing he felt on the island was tiredness and a mixed feeling, but he knew that everything had to move quickly for him to survive. As Spider-Man approaches the island, he watches sadly as the plane crashes into the ocean, engulfed in flames. Despite all his efforts, failing to prevent the disaster hits him hard. The unease within him grows with each passing moment, but this is not just a loss, it's the beginning of a new struggle. He decided to rest for a short while. Though the cold ocean water had left him exhausted, it reminded him that everything had to be all right in his mind. The island, though it seemed peaceful, made Peter forget that he had just survived a plane crash hours ago. In that moment, he realized how precious every second was for survival. He looked around and was determined to find everything he needed to survive on the island. Somewhere deep in the island, at the foot of a distant mountain, there had to be a way to escape. On his first day on the island, he began to explore natural resources. He found a spot near the sea where fresh water could be found. Heading into the forest, he soon discovered several fruit trees. Slowly and carefully, he gathered fallen fruits from the trees. His biggest concern was staying healthy if he was going to be stranded on this island for a long time. The first few days on the island were tough for Peter. Finding food and water was more complicated than he had expected. However, he had no choice but to try everything to survive. He found fruit trees in the forest, but not all the fruit was edible. Some were sour, while others were acidic. One morning, he tried to find fresh water along the ocean shore, but realized the water was salty. Fortunately, after some time, he discovered a river deep in the forest with clean water. This gave him some relief. He had to rely solely on natural resources for food. At night, he decided to build his own shelter to cope with the darkness. Using tree branches and stones, he created a simple hut and spent the night there. Over time, he began to develop the necessary survival skills on the island. Each passing day made him stronger in dealing with the natural challenges. He realized something important. Even in harsh conditions, not losing hope was the key to surviving. Sometime later, stranded on the island, Spider-Man saw the expected rescue team. When he realized that the helicopter had arrived, he was waiting for them on the beach, a little tired but strong. With a timid smile, he walked towards the helicopter. He thought that with the arrival of the rescue, everything would finally return to normal. Only then did he realize something. A hero had to survive in any situation. No matter how difficult the path, there was always a solution. Here's what happened to Spider-Man on vacation that changed his life. Like all heroes, he coped with life. See you in the next adventure.